Hello, this slide deck is going to take you through some random numbers in JDoodle, and we will also compare it to what you've been doing in Greenfoot just a little bit. So in Greenfoot, when you want to compare some random numbers, you take and use this greenfoot.getRandomNumber360, for example, and it returns an integer value from 0 to 359. Now this is the reason it works that way is they have done behind the scenes all of the extra coding to make it an integer and to give it the proper range. And so in Greenfoot it's kind of done for you, so to speak, because all you got to do is remember that you want to enter the number here, and we don't worry so much about that off by one error when we're talking about placing actors on the screen. As you saw, if you've watched the other video, or if you haven't, the Java API, and if you were to go out and look at the math class, it provides a math.random function, and it returns a double number from 0 to 1. So we have this task of converting these from doubles to integers if I want to use them in an environment where we need integers. If I don't need integers, then I could use them as they are. But if I want to switch them up and make them integers, I have to follow this algorithm. I am going to take math.random, I'm going to multiply it by a range of values that I want, and then I'm going to add the starting value. That's my little kind of algorithm. In order to make sure that I have integer values, I have to take all of the expression here that would return a double, and I have to cast it using the int. So if I want numbers from 1 through 20, I'm going to take math.rand times 20 because I want a range of 20 numbers, and then I'm going to add 1 to it. And that will give me a range of 20 numbers. So looking at the details here, remember that integer in front is a casting operator, and so math.rand returns a double. So to convert that to an integer and to store it to a random 1 to 20, which was an integer, we need to cast the double to an integer. The range is a range of 20 numbers, and the starting value is 1. And on the left-hand side of the screen here, you can see some of the numbers that was generated. These are just some other examples to show you how you can generate different ranges of numbers. So on the first one, I start at 150, and I go for a range of 300. So that gives me a total of values from 150 to 450. And it might be off by 1. I'm not going to worry about that on this particular problem. On the next one, I'm going to get a range of 100 numbers, but I'm starting at -50. So then that has the effect of going -50 to a +49. And on that one, I did take into account that off by 1. You won't ever get to actually 50. The next one, just to kind of show you a number from 1 to 400, might be the left side of a screen in a game. If I start at 300 and go to another 300, so 3 plus 3 is 600, 300 to 600 if I'm thinking about either y values, or if I'm thinking of the right-hand side of the screen, it could be the bottom half, or it could be the right half of a screen potentially. On a 6-sided die, I do have to worry about that range of numbers, or my off by 1. So this particular code here would give you numbers from 1 through 6. Remember that math.random times 6, that's going to give me a number from 0 to 5, and then I have to add 1 to it, which gives me then values from 1 to 6. And then if I do like a guessing game where I want you to guess a number from 1 to 100, the following code would give you a range of values from 1 to 100.